I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that you are not capable of truly loving. I really want to let that sink in. And I can already hear you inside your little mind there, going like, nah, what the f you talking about? You're wrong. I do love my mom, my dad, my family, my friends, even my dog. But do you truly love? Or is this more like a, I really like my dog. I really like having my friends around. I really like my mom. That's a good question, right? Where is the difference between liking and loving? And then, even with the loving, we have to make another distinction between true loving, which I define as unconditional loving, and conditional loving. So, where do we draw the line? Fundamentally, what I'm saying is that you are not able or capable of loving because you're still judging. Because you're judgmental about yourself, about the world, which in an absolute sense is one and the same thing. So at the core of it all, you're judging. And because you're judging, you cannot love. Loving unconditionally means to accept everything exactly the way that it is. There's no trying to manipulate, there's no trying to change, modify, adapt. There's just acceptance. And it's more than acceptance, it's actually mesmerizing, right? Looking at the world, looking at life, looking at other human beings, and just being in awe because it's so damn stunning, right? And so, what are we going to do about that? What is it, ultimately, that prevents us from loving? Judgment. But what is judgment? So in Buddhism, they have 6 senses, right? We have 5. And the 6th sense in Buddhism is dualistic thinking and dualistic feeling. Dualistic feeling is liking, disliking. As one of my mentors would say. And dualistic thinking is dualistic feeling, liking, disliking, dualistic thinking. Yes, this is good, this is bad. Putting things in categories. So subtle, our preferences, really. That's ultimately what it is, our preferences. Right? So the first place to look at is what you do prefer, what you don't prefer. That will give you an insight into some of the areas that are not fully conscious yet, where you are going against life, where you're not loving. And to be completely honest with you, the thing that you're loving or think you're loving in the other person are just characteristics, character traits, morals, virtues, whatever it is, that are already in alignment with your current belief system, your current morals and values, which is all one big story, really. It's not, there's no real truth to it, right? It's completely arbitrary. Depends on how you grew up, what your parents, your society, what they instilled in you. And so by us becoming curious about what's really going on, by becoming more aware, ultimately awareness is, it's just key to everything you're doing on this journey. More awareness. By seeing the things that were hidden before, that were not conscious to you. So looking at your preferences, looking at the things you like and dislike, the way you label things, good or bad. And why not stop for a moment instead of slapping that label on it and pondering, is this really bad? You know, really questioning it, becoming curious about rain. I don't know. So many people that I know are just freaking out. You know, just a couple of drops. And they're like, oh my god, it's such a shitty day. But is it? Absolutely not. Rain is fucking incredible. But can you appreciate it? Can you love it? That is the question. And so it's about letting go of these restrictions that you've placed on life, on people, on things. The more you let go, the more potential there is, the more free you are, the more love there is. When it's unconditional acceptance of exactly the way that it is. And I will be talking more about this, of course, in future videos. But I wanted to use this opportunity to nudge you, to start inquiring what's really going on, how much you're really loving, and how much of that is you actually bullshitting yourself and telling yourself that you love just so you can confirm your own story, your own already existing beliefs and values and whatever else you're clinging to. It's time to start letting these things go, little by little. Because on the other side, there is freedom. Unbound freedom. But for that, we have to start letting go, and it's scary. But unconditional love is our natural state. And so it's time that we dare to take a leap.